But you will cheat. You will cheat.
Hey, look, everybody keeps saying I'm cheating for no reason.
Nice composure, good. Two underneath when he leans on you. Don't give him time. That's it.
Terence Crawford's visit to Anthony Joshua's training camp ahead of the Jake Paul fight has sent waves through the boxing world. Crawford closely observes Joshua's sessions, offering insight and presence that only a pound-for-pound elite can bring. His involvement highlights just how seriously Joshua is taking this matchup. Bringing in one of boxing's sharpest minds adds intensity, focus, and credibility to the camp as fight night draws closer.
Good. Good. Nice composure, good. Two underneath when he leans on you. Don't give him time.
Anthony Joshua has always been a student of the sport. He actively seeks out new perspectives, learns from every fighter he encounters, and absorbs different styles with an open mind. Rather than sticking to one formula, Joshua uses each interaction as a learning opportunity. His hunger for growth keeps him evolving, sharpening his skills, and becoming a more complete fighter with every camp.
A happy fighter is a good fighter, and each individual, you know, uses different things and finds out different ways to keep them occupied and keep them happy. And for me,
Joshua's preparation is built around relentless physical and mental discipline. He pushes himself through brutal training sessions designed to toughen his body and sharpen his reactions. Ice baths play a key role in his recovery, reducing inflammation and allowing him to return to training at full intensity. Once recovered, he jumps straight back into demanding drills that test his power, speed, and focus. Combat sports analyst Wade Plemons delivers a firm and uncompromising take on how Anthony Joshua should approach Jake Paul. In his view, this is not a fight where Joshua should experiment or allow unnecessary rounds. Plemons argues that a heavyweight with Joshua's resume cannot afford to let the bout drag on. Extending the fight only invites criticism and damages perception. With the size, experience, and power advantage clearly on his side, Wade believes the smartest and cleanest approach is a decisive early finish that sends a clear message from the opening bell.
I think could be a little bit of a feeling out first round for AJ too. Then Jake wins to me. And I know that sounds like, oh, but it's true, bro. AJ shouldn't be going rounds with Jake. He just shouldn't. That's a two-time world champion. You know what I'm saying?
Olympic gold medalist,
gold medalist, two-time world champion. You shouldn't be going rounds with Jake. Jake hasn't fought anybody in, I mean, I don't know where they currently rank Tommy Fury, but he hasn't fought anybody in the top 50 in any weight division he's participated in. Mm-hmm. So if that guy's going 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds with you, cooked. But I think if you're putting money on it, I would say but AJ round 3 maybe.
Yeah, I'd say
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Everybody's kind of jumping on the AJ round 2, and I'm like, you know, Jake's tough. Could he use his feet for a little bit longer than people imagine? Is it going to be tougher for AJ to land on him early, maybe? But I think at a certain point, you know, the cat corrals the mouse a little bit. But we'll see, dude. Who knows? Jake's got some good guys in camp. He brought in Lawrence Okoli. Big Lawrence Okoli now, too. Did you see him?
They were. I remember being in Dubai like 3 years ago. Do you remember 3 years ago when we were? Commentated, for Deji vs. Merva. And funny enough, from that fight week, Jake Paul went and hung out, went shooting of AJ. Yeah. I think like laser tag of AJ.
Yeah.
3 years ago on the same week.
Wild. That entire week now is like coming to full fruition. It was here in Dubai. It was Jake on commentary. First time I had met Jake, talking shit to Tommy Fury. Lawrence Okoli was on commentary with me, and I was like, how are you a cruiserweight? Because at that time he was still a cruiserweight, and I was like, how the fuck are you a cruiserweight? You're massive. And sure enough, now he's like 265-pound heavyweight. He's way too big, by the way. But he's got Lawrence in camp. He's got Jared Anderson in camp.
Anthony Joshua's camp for the Jake Paul fight marks a noticeable shift from his usual preparation style. Known for structure, routine, and controlled environments, Joshua has turned up the intensity this time around. The pace is faster, the sessions are tighter, and the adjustments in style show that he is not underestimating Jake Paul in any way. This camp reflects urgency, seriousness, and a clear intent to dominate. Joshua revealing his weight at around 110 kilograms, or roughly 243 pounds, quickly became a major talking point. Throughout most of his career, he never needed drastic weight changes. This time, however, reports suggest he cut nearly 20 pounds in a short period. At his mid-30s, such a cut brings challenges impacting strength, recovery, hydration, and endurance. While the lighter weight may improve movement and speed, it also risks reducing the raw power that defined his dominance. Joshua appears to be walking a fine line, aiming to stay fast while preserving the strength that makes him dangerous.
Fundamentally, you're still living life as normal. You're not restricting yourself that much. You know, if you're eating 2 pieces of chicken, maybe you just eat a piece. You see what I mean? You're not going to the extreme to try and actually dehydrate yourself or anything like that. It's very different than having to actually hit a specific weight, all right? And to do that in a relatively short space of time, because this fight's, not that long has it been announced, and it's not that long until the fight. It's only 2 weeks away. Eddie Hearn was talking about AJ weighing 265 a couple of days ago. So you're thinking, okay, 20 pounds in 3 weeks? That's not ideal for someone who, again, is in their mid to late 30s, a year in activity, and crucially has never had to hit a specific weight throughout the course of his career. Never had to do it. All right. So it did have me kind of worrying a little bit and thinking, is this a miscalculation, accepting that? Because in terms of him fighting Jake Paul, he's going to win. I mean, there's no ifs about it. He's going to win this fight. It's pretty much a given. All right. But it did have me wondering. Now, AJ, as I said, he took to his social media accounts to show that he's currently weighing 110.6 kg, which is around about 243 US pounds. So that's well under the weight limit. So a lot of people are saying, slam dunk, it's done. Well, I got a few questions on that, because you do have to ask these questions. You're talking about Anthony Joshua, who over the course of the last, 3 years has been solid in the 250s. Hasn't weighed sub 240 or sub 250 since he fought Usyk 3 years ago. And bear in mind, he would have went into camp fully intending to be mobile, speed. He would have spent 3, maybe 4 months working on, what's an ideal weight for that, working on this, that, and the other. So it's not like, a crash diet for the Usyk fight or anything like that. And AJ is someone who loves the resistance training. That seems to be the main thing that he does. And outside of camp, he probably would have thought he was fighting Cassius Chaney, which is the name that a lot of people have.
Former world champion Carl Froch offers a blunt but realistic perspective on why the Jake Paul fight makes sense for Joshua. Froch believes Joshua is entering the later stage of his career, having already achieved nearly everything: world titles, sold-out stadiums, and massive pay-per-view events. With limited legacy fights remaining, Froch sees this matchup as a smart financial move that still delivers global attention. He also points to a potential Tyson Fury fight afterward as the final chapter. From Froch's viewpoint, this decision isn't about legacy.
And for me, he's found his limit now, found his level. So now he needs to look at his health and look at what he's got after boxing. And if he can make 50 mil, whatever he's making, to fight fucking in the clown world against the clown show, do you know what I mean? Then take the money, man. Yeah. Take it and go and live your life. I can't see AJ fighting for a world title again. I don't know who he fights and who he would beat and how he would get that desire back to become a world champion. But Eddie Hearn's got to sell it and try and say AJ is going to be world champ again. 3-time world champ, but I'm not buying into that bullshit. I think AJ's had a great career. He's done massive things for professional boxing, and now he's at the end of his career and he's cashing out. And who can blame him? I'd do exactly the same at the end of my career. I'd fight fucking Jake Paul for mega money and then drop the mic and then go home. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to knock him for doing it.
As much as you say that his career is maybe done after this, he has obviously made the jump, left Ben Davison, gone to Usyk. Do you think that could maybe reignite a flame in AJ? Maybe change something that you might not believe is there at the moment?
No, he's too old. Too old. I've been 36, 37 years old, but I've never had 150 million quid in the bank. Do you know what I mean? And I think the combination of his age, the fact that he's been flattened a couple of times, and now he's making mega money. Why is he going to try and become a world champion again? He's got to train for 10 weeks and spar really hard sparring. And then he's got to get in the ring on Fight Night with 10-ounce gloves against somebody like Dubois, or he's not going to fight Usyk again. Maybe he sticks around and fights Tyson Fury, because that's another commercial mega fight, which is actually fighting somebody who's on the same level.
Johnny Nelson brings a more serious and cautionary angle to the discussion. Rather than focusing solely on Joshua, he highlights the risks Jake Paul could face if things go wrong. Nelson acknowledges Jake's improvement as a boxer but stresses that heavyweight power is a completely different reality.